making pretty much a Barbie-sized camper. I used Barbie for size comparison, but obviously you can make it to different size proportions. And though I doubt anyone will want my sizes, I could measure things if you wanted them. But I never measure because I don't measure. I don't know. I don't think I would be very good at baking because I don't like measuring. I think it's sort of annoying for crafting. It's like I'm making a tiny camper. Why do I need to measure this? So I do things visually a lot of times, which is why sometimes like they'll look correct visually, but then like if you went and measured, you'd be like, this microwave is like the size of a desk or something. I don't know. It probably wouldn't, in real life it wouldn't be like that for me, but like just as an example. It's just, I do things mostly visually, which is helpful for crafting because then it's not necessarily realistic, but it like looks good, which is kind of my goal for a lot of these things. This project, just this part, took me around 2 hours. So if you don't want to be committed to making something that like time consuming, probably just do like a smaller one. But otherwise, there are like time saving things you could do that I didn't do. Like if you cut all of the paper properly the first time, that would probably save you a whole bunch of time. Or if you printed over the whole paper, because I didn't, and then that meant that I had to cut out more pieces of paper, which is kind of annoying. Or if you made your windows like square instead of the rounded that I do, because they're kind of harder to cut. Or if you just use like white paper, or just paint. I didn't even think about that. You could just paint everything. I just don't like the way that looks, which is why I paper. But anyways, I hope you enjoy this video. So I'm making a camper. This is the outside. This is the inside. So it's really long, which is a lot different than what I normally do to make a camper, which I will normally do like half of a camper on one side and then like half the rooms on the other side. But this time I decided to put it all on one side because it takes up a little bit less cardboard and it's a lot easier to do this way. So I have my plans drawn out, which you can't see, I don't think, because they're in pencil. That way when I paper over it, I won't have to do like multiple layers. I'll just be able to do one. So I papered the edges, and then I've also cut out some other stuff. So these are my 2 floor pieces. So I'm not sure what flooring I'm going to do. I'm going to glue these together, and then it'll just be like an extra long floor, because it needs to be as long as, that's my cat, it needs to be as long as the camper is. And then I have 3 walls cut out, which is how many I need because I have 4 rooms. Well, technically I only have 3 rooms. Well, see, I have a storage area at the very end, and then I have a bathroom, and then I have a bedroom, and then I have a kitchen, living room combo. So I just need 3 dividing walls, and then I can, and then these are like the edge walls, so like the curvy bits, I guess, whatever you want to call them. They're at the very end of the camper. So I have those papered too. And then I cut some of the papering for the outside, and I will be doing, I have like a pattern one that I've chosen, and then just plain white. I've already like sketched, like I already cut the plain white so the windows, like the window I have cut out. I don't know how to explain it. But then now I need to do the bottom part, which is going to be the pattern, and I feel like it'll be easier to like visually see, to like understand what I'm talking about than just what I'm saying. The reason that I start this with so much done is because originally I just started doing it with my sister, who was also who was just renovating half of her camper, and I was like, I'll just make a new one because part of mine was destroyed, so I couldn't really use it anyways. And I didn't think about recording it, and then after I had like just cut out the basic, like just cut off the curves, I was like, I should record this. So I did. I recorded it, and then my footage got lost, and at one point it turned out my cat had like turned off my recording, so I had actually also done a lot without having a recording, but I thought it was recording, which was kind of sad because my cat had done some pretty hilarious things that I thought I was recording, but, you know, she stopped the recording, so I wasn't recording, which is too bad, but it's okay, and I realized that it was fine that I had stuff done. Most of it was just kind of like prep work, but yeah, because I had like shown what I was like, these are some of my like options of what I'm thinking about doing, but you know, I lost all of that footage, so this is just me applying the white paper, and I had already cut it out, and as you can see, I did it very nicely and very good. So if you're following along, this is the part where I mess up. So if you can tell that my outside is facing up, and it really should have been facing down, so that the paper would have like the same
spots as it, but because I didn't do that, it had the opposite ones, which is wrong. As you can see, this is when I started to realize that I made a mistake and I had to fix this, and actually doing this whole process of fixing what I had done wrong took me almost half of an hour. And that's just what I had filmed, so I probably took even longer. So this is why you really should check, because I didn't check at all, because I thought it was fine. So this is just what my camper looks overall, and I decided it looks way better far away, because like I was looking at it up close and I was like, oh, this is literally hideous, but like from far away it actually looks pretty decent. As you can see, you can't really tell that I papered the edges around the window, which is okay. It's just more of a backup in case you don't do a very good job papering the outside. For the bathroom picked out, and it's for the walls. So this is it. I'm not sure if I'm going to include that in the shower part. It's going to depend on if I have enough to like go onto the shower area, and I don't think I will have enough. But after this, I'll be papering the bathroom, and then I think I'll go pick out the papers for the rest. So this is how you're supposed to do it. So as you can see, I have the side that I'm going to have the bathroom, like the side that the bathroom is on, is the same way going as the paper. So then I'll just trace out the window, and then I can just cut that out, and then it looks nice. So here's just where I'm cutting out the window and the little bit of curved part at the edge of the bathroom. So this is just me papering the bathroom, so I don't do all of it. I don't include the shower because I'm going to have something else there, and I do it right up against to where the wall with the separating it from the kitchen will be. So here I'm just cutting the paper and laying it out for the kitchen. So I messed up really bad here, and I'm not even sure how I did it. Like, it's kind of amazing how badly I messed this up. So I would say probably do it, maybe like tape them down and then trace it, which I never did before, so I don't understand why I messed up so badly on this one, because I did like literally like the exact same thing, and then it just turned out really badly. I do like the result that I got from it though, but I did mess up pretty badly from what I had wanted to do. Finished, and it turns out I'm really bad at estimating, and for some reason bad at placing paper down. I do. But anyways, I'm not too worried about these strokes because, first of all, wall is going to be here, so not that big of a deal. So is here. Right here, there's going to be a tiny oven, so you can't even tell that I made a mistake there. But basically, it's a little bit short, so you can't see that as nicely. But I think it's okay. It's not great, but it's also not horrible. So that's those two rooms done. You can't really tell the difference between them in video, I don't think, but in person they're very starkly different. And the reason that I chose like a pattern for both of them is because the stuff inside of them is just going to be kind of basic and not very exciting, and most of it's probably just going to be like plain white or black, maybe like a little bit of wood or something. So it's not going to be like too crazy, and I feel like just to make it a little bit more of an interesting room, I decided I would make a light pattern on the wall, and I'm actually pretty good. So here I just start papering some of the walls that will be on the curved side, and as you can see, like they're the same size. It was really easy to do that, and I did that real quick. And now I'm just sketching out how big I will need for the the wall for the bedroom. And I really should have also done the I should have like cut out a size for the storage room and the bathroom at this point, but I was not smart and didn't do that. So I would recommend that you did that, because I didn't, but like don't glue it on because you need to do other stuff first. So here am I just cutting out the little window cutouts, and now I glue it on, and I was actually running like pretty low on glue at this point, which is why I'm literally like applying the glue with my finger. But as you can see, I get it nicely on, and I don't want to cover up the storage area because I have marked out where I want the beds so that I'll be able to tell how big and like where I wanted them, because I had them nicely placed out. So this is the wall that's going to be going in between the bedroom and the kitchen, and it's that one specifically because I left a little bit of space at the bottom for the bed to go, because I didn't want to waste paper and cover that when I didn't need to. Because you always want to do that. It's just better.
you know, in general. And then this is the one that's going to go in between the storage and the bedroom, which I'm not going to be putting on yet, but I need to show it. And then this is me making the paper for the shower because I realized I needed to do that before I glued on any walls. And then I actually glued on the one side wall, which I forgot to show comparison. And like, as you can see, it like goes forward, which is going to be okay because I'm going to be putting a shower in there, so hopefully that'll kind of move it backwards. And then this is me cutting out the paper for the flooring because in the kitchen I didn't want to just have white flooring, which I was okay with everywhere else because, you know, in the bathroom I feel like normally it's tiling or just, mostly it's just tiling, but I didn't feel like making tiling. And this is just me gluing on the wood, and I believe I'll just put paper, like, yeah, white paper everywhere else. So that's the finished flooring. So next step is going to be to glue it on to the wall part. Oh, this is not in order. Whatever. Yeah, I had to switch it around because I didn't want it to be confusing in the order. So this is where I'm just comparing it to where it's going to attach. And then this is where I glued it on. And as you can see, I don't have either of the storage walls on, which is exactly what you want because it's way easier to like glue on a bed if there's not walls on both sides. Also, because my top bed isn't going to reach all the way, and neither will my bottom bed, it doesn't quite work to glue because then it will fit like the whole way, but there will be glue past where the bed is. And you can't really peel that off of a paper. You would have to like have used a plastic wall or something, which really doesn't look nice. So yeah. So that's the end of this video. I will be finishing my camper in my next video, and it'll be a little bit more exciting, less prep work to do. I just set up a new shooting space for my intros and outros and stuff like that. So hopefully that'll look nicer, I guess, than just the random places I've been filming before. It's probably a little bit confusing looking at the way I'm dressing. The reason that I change outfits so often is it's not that I'm changing multiple times in a day. It's just this took me like multiple days to do and film, and I didn't necessarily do everything in the order that I put it in the video for, which is why sometimes you'll see me wearing something like in like the beginning of the video and then the end of the video. This mostly holds true for like all of my videos. I don't necessarily have time to do all of this sort of stuff like in one day. Like just doing this stuff like took me over like 2 hours. And I know that doesn't seem like very much, but you have to remember I also go to like school, and then I also have to hang out with my family, and I have to do like homework, and I also like to have time that I can just relax, and I also need to edit the video, and like sometimes I need to refilm myself talking like 5 times because my cats will come and like mess it up. So in the end, it ends up being like a lot of filming to do for one night. And then also it's kind of boring to like just glue paper for 2 hours straight for a night, you know? So at that point you're like, why am I doing this? Like, why did I commit to making this into a video? So I just kind of like spreading it out a little bit. It's a little bit just nicer for me, and then I don't have to like drag my sister to craft with me so that I'm not bored. Like sometimes you'll see me holding something up and I'm like voice overing it, and you can just see my mouth moving in the video. I'm probably just talking to my sister because she's in the room with me while I film. Because it's kind of boring to just sit there being alone. So like sometimes I'll just like watch YouTube videos as I film. So that's why sometimes you'll see me like getting distracted randomly. Because I'll have to like switch the video so that I'm not just sitting there doing nothing but like gluing paper, cutting paper. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and watch the next one too.